I'd like to share with you Daft's latest property report for period June 2020. Up to now and before COVID-19 pandemic, Daft was always providing quarterly property updates, whereas they've decided to provide monthly updates to give an overview of what's happening in the property market. I'd also before I get into the report, I'd like to share something with you. For those of you that don't know, the legal terminology of selling property is called conveyancing. And the real data for property price sales actually isn't released until a property sale has closed. So from the time an agent lists a property to the time that the property actually closes and the new buyer gets the keys to the property, it can be anything up to 16 weeks and sometimes longer, depending on a variety of things. So the prices that Daft are referring to right now in terms of house prices dropping, they're actually advertised prices, so they're not actual real data in terms of prices for properties sold. We won't really see a true picture of the market until September or October this year. So in terms of what they're reporting, all of this data relates to properties advertised and the prices advertised, not the prices achieved, okay? That's a really, really important thing to be really aware of when you're reading all of the articles that it's out there in the media today. So sale prices on average around Ireland, the prices advertised are down 3.3%. And in turn, that's compared to the same time last year. Dublin prices are down an average of 3.8%. Again, advertised prices. And rents, no surprise, are down only 0.5% nationwide. Why is that? That's because there is huge shortages of properties still. Now, Dublin did see an increase of 65% in rental stock. So that's as a reason, because I've spoken about this before, where there's now a move from short-term lets to long-term lets, and mainly down to the lack of tourism in Ireland now, and Airbnb now going from short-term to long-term lets. We haven't seen that in the rest of the country. There's been 10% increase in stock. In Waterford, we haven't seen that at all. In actual fact, last week I counted the properties for rent in Waterford City, and there were only 11 when you removed the student properties from that listing. 11 properties for rent last week in all of Waterford City. And we're experiencing huge demand from doctors relocating to Waterford for Waterford University Hospital, and they are desperate. There's no supply. So it's grim pickings, I'm afraid, for rental. In terms of the average sale price nationwide is coming in at 254,000 right now. Again, that's asking price, not price achieved. And the average rent price is 1,400 in Ireland, and in Dublin the average rent price is over 2,000. The average sale price in Dublin, asking price, is 369,000. I know I'm giving you a lot of figures, you can play this back. In terms of Munster, there was a 4.9% drop in the asking price. And rents, again, as I said, are largely unchanged. Now Waterford County asking prices are down 7.8%. So now the average asking price in the entire county of Waterford is coming in at just shy of 220,000. Now when I say county, that's anything from Ballinamult to Lismore, Cappoquin, Dungarvan, Waterford and more. Waterford City prices are down 5.5%, showing that the average price in Waterford City is now 174,000. Now that's not the average market price, that's the asking price, because the true valuation of property is based on market evidence that's properties sold. So we haven't seen that evidence yet. And This is something that's really, really important when we look at what's actually available for sale today in Waterford City. I was actually even shocked myself to study this before I did this report tonight. In the price bracket between 225,000 to 275,000, so that's 220 to 275,000, there are only 20 properties for sale when you remove sites from that listing. So if you've 250,000 mortgage approval or cash to spend, you've 20 properties to choose from. When I drill into those properties, there's quite a few of those that are over 20 years and they look like investment properties coming to the market. In terms of price bracket 175,000 to 225,000, there are 37 properties available. So all in all, there's 57 properties available between 175 and 275. That is a fairly poor choice of stock available. So I go back to the point, these prices are asking prices, not prices achieved, and we won't actually know the true picture. Don't they say that when you have scarcity, prices rise? And in our experience, since we've been out of lockdown, we haven't seen prices below 3,000 and 4,000 under the guide price. So we haven't seen these figures. There's a huge shortage of stock. We had viewings in Junfara only a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, and we did a full day of 30-minute slot viewings. So the demand is there. And speaking to other agents, both in Waterford and around the country, there's actually a huge shortage. So when we look at what's available today, we have to see, is what's available on the market today the same as what was available on the market last year? No. So I hope you found this report helpful. Take care.